Hello and welcome to another episode of Fighter Lore, where I have to begin with a short apology. In the previous episode covering Ryu, I stated that Rose is an underling of M. Bison, and I was completely incorrect. Thank you to u/Phantom Miria for pointing out my mistake there, and in the interest of justice, I decided to make the second episode of Fighter Lore all about Rose. Before we go on with Rose's backstory, it is interesting to note her similarities to the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character Lisa Lisa. Inspired by Lisa Lisa, Rose was given a similar outfit as well as a similar fighting style to Araki's character. In addition to this, her Street Fighter Alpha 2 stage is in Venice, which is where Joseph Joestar meets Lisa Lisa in the manga. A very interesting story. But enough about the real world. Now we go on to her place in the Street Fighter universe. We are first introduced to Rose in Street Fighter Alpha as a fortune teller from Genoa in Italy. She foresees the end of the world and an evil person who causes it. She identifies M. Bison as the cause of the end of the world in her vision, and defeats him. Believing him to be gone for good, Rose is surprised when she discovers he is alive after she reads her tarot cards. Before facing Bison, she has an encounter with Akuma. She notices the connection between Akuma and the Satsui no Hado, which she realizes is the same power Ryu used to defeat Sagat. The two fight, and Rose manages to get out alive. In Street Fighter Alpha 3, Rose discovers that her soul and M. Bison's are one and the same. She goes against Bison again, ramming her fist through his chest and pouring all of her energy into him, but it is not enough to defeat him. She collapses from the exhaustion and is then found by Guy, who she met previously. Bison is soon after defeated by Ryu and his body is destroyed. Bison's soul, however, goes into a large machine owned by Shadaloo called the Psycho Drive. Charlie tries to destroy the Psycho Drive, giving up his life in the process, but is unsuccessful. Bison's soul then possesses Rose, taking over her body. He remains in her body until a new body is made for him during Street Fighter 2. What happens to Rose between here and the events of Street Fighter 4 is not known, though she has no memory of being controlled by Bison. During Street Fighter 2, Bison's soul has supposedly been destroyed by Akuma after he was hit with the Raging Demon. However, at the start of Street Fighter 4, Rose once again reads her tarot cards to find Bison yet lives. She enters a tournament run by SIN in order to find the person representing the Fool, a tarot card she draws which she believes to be the only hope for defeating Bison. She decides that the Fool cannot defeat Bison until the stars are fully aligned, and promises to protect them until such a time occurs. During the tournament, she has to face Ryu, who she decides is the last hope for defeating Bison. She fights him in order to stop his advancement in the tournament, and reluctantly the two battle. In her ending, she is ambushed by M. Bison, who extracts the rest of his power from her. In doing this, he awakens Rose's memories of Bison's actions while he was possessing her, and gives her visions of the awful things he will continue to do. He lets her live on a whim, and is then confronted by Guy. Guy says he will destroy Bison's plane and only source of escape unless he hands Rose over. Bison does so and leaves, and Rose wakes up once again to find Guy. After this, she decides there is work left to do. We know very little about what happens to her from Street Fighter V onwards, except that she now owns the Palazzo Mysterio House of Divination, and has an apprentice under her wing, who we also know nothing about. So, far more than just an underling of M. Bison, in fact, not an underling at all. Sorry, Rose. Rose's story concludes here. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, please like, dislike, comment on the video, and subscribe to my channel, and remember, keep fighting on.